How's it going, everyone? Today I'm going to show you how to do an oil change on your LO206 motor. So the changing the oil in the LO206 motor is fairly simple. It's just something you want to do consistently because there is no oil filter in this motor. So what you need to do it is I use a 3/8 open-end wrench to break the oil drain plug or oil drain bolt, some gloves, measuring cup, a funnel, obviously oil. This is the Briggs Stratton 4T racing oil. Also, some sort of container you can put your used oil in. You can take it to like a O'Reilly Auto Parts or AutoZone thing. Some places like that, they can take the oil for you. That's pretty much it. Maybe some rags so you don't spill. Maybe some degreaser in case you spill a little bit. Yeah, there's not much to it, so let's get started. So first you're going to want to break the oil drain plug bolt. I already had mine kind of pre-loosened. Loosen it until you can kind of do it by hand. And at that point, I will actually grab my measuring cup for two reasons. One is I want to measure how much oil came out of the motor, and I also want to be able to check the condition of the oil. So usually I'll just hold it here like this. You just let it drain. You can gently lift the motor to kind of allow it to drain a little bit faster. So it looks like we recovered right about 13 fluid ounces. That's a little bit less than what I typically will put in, so it might have been burning a little bit of oil, but that's pretty good. And then we can check the condition of the oil. Looks pretty clean. And you can kind of tell there's still a little bit of redness, slight redness in there. It's because I try to change my oil almost every track day. I would say every 60 laps or so, I like to change it. The saying is, oil's cheap, engines are not. Just always change your oil as much as you can. Helps the longevity of the motor. Another pro tip is buy these magnetic drain bolts. You can see there's a little bit of pieces of metal here. That's good that it's catching it. Just wipe it off. Because you want it to stick on here and not be in the motor. So a wise investment to get these. I think it's just a little bit more expensive. You'll need two of them, one for the front and one for the back of the motor. Just remember to put this back in before you add the oil. I like to get it kind of snug. And then it's a little bit easier to tighten it for me when it's on the cart ready to go. And do the same thing with the back of the motor with the other drain plug and clean that. We'll just go ahead and pour the oil in here. Definitely a little bit on there. So to add oil, we're going to remove that oil fill plug here. The way I like to do it is grab an Allen wrench and just put it in here. I'm just going to break it loose. So before we add the oil into the can, this mixing cup I should say, let's thoroughly clean it out and use some brake clean. The last thing you want to do is put the fresh oil in with some of the contaminants or pieces of metal shavings, things like that. So just do this and get some brake clean. So next step, get your Briggs Stratton oil or your ROV oil. Whatever you're using, I would just stay with what you're using. I wouldn't suggest switching oils after you already established one with the motor. But this is what I use, and I've never had any issues with it. And I will say that most of the competition uses this oil, at least in Phoenix anyway. So I like to go for is just shy of 14 fluid ounces. You can kind of see there on the right, it's just below 14. Also make sure you clean your funnel. All right, whenever you get that cleaned, I just stick it in here like that. And then I always want to kind of put a little bit of pressure down into where it's receiving, so make sure it doesn't slide out or anything while you're doing it. So I like to go kind of slow. Kind of do a little bit here. Wait a couple seconds, make sure it gets down in there. Do a little bit more. And then I'll also kind of typically lift the motor up a little bit. Make sure it all drains in there. Perfect. Now just screw back on your fill plug. Get your Allen wrench. Just tighten it back up. And that's pretty much ready to go. So that's how you change your oil on a LO206 motor. Just do it consistently is my best recommendation. Stick with the oil that's always been used on it. Change it, I would say, after every 60 laps or so. And pretty much for me, every day I take it to the track, change the oil. Like I said before, oil's cheap, engines are not. And you want your motor to always be at the top condition. If you have any questions or anything you want to say, feel free to put it down in the comments. Please like the video, please subscribe. Helps get my channel growing. I'm still relatively new. I love your support. Thank you for watching.